Howdy folks and welcome to World of Tanks. Today I've got two games for you which will highlight the importance of communication in battle. Now, as you can see, the object 279E decided to let us know that he was going to push the zero line. And that strategy was kind of intriguing, so I decided to let him know that, yeah, okay, I'm with you, buddy. I've got your back. Now, I'm in my Charfutur, which is a tank that I absolutely love. It's a Tier 9 French reward tank. It's fast, agile, it's got great gun, good alpha damage. Basically everything is just good. It's not overpowered in any way. It's not bad. It's simply a tank that I absolutely love. Now, it's not a tank designed for pushing anything, really, because the armor is non-existent. But if you have Object 279E with you, people, at least that was what I was hoping for, people were going to shoot him instead of you because he's more dangerous. So they will try to get rid of the more dangerous tank first. And since I've got a 4-shot autoloader, I thought, yeah, I could support him. He can withstand some punishment, and I'm gonna be there to finish off the tanks that needed finishing off. So we've got two other tanks pushing with us. Well, three. One light tank is in the middle, and here we go. Now again, the communication is crucial, because if the Object 279E just pushed without letting us know, we would have probably sat back and watched him die. Because if people don't know what you're going to do, they just don't know. So he communicated, and we decided to, yeah, let's do this together. Now I take a big hit from the Yak Tiger there, but I don't really care about that much, because the Object 279E is pushing forwards. And this strategy is absolutely fantastic, because what usually happens on this map is that mediums go to this side, the 9-0 line, lights run around in the middle, and heavy tanks go to the town to slug it out, and whoever makes less mistakes usually wins. But if you devise a strategy and stick with it, you can create an extremely useful crossfire for the tanks in the town. Because if you push this side and you win this side, the enemy tanks have simply no chance of doing anything. They've got heavies from one side and us mediums, and one heavy from the other side, and this is simply a total annihilation. Now the game doesn't look too bad for the enemy team just yet, but there is simply no chance for them to win anything here. We are coming from behind, and it's pretty much game over at this point. Now, the disadvantage of Char Futur, and this is why this tank is not really meant for pushing anything, is the almost 40-second reload when you empty your clip. Oh, hello, artillery. So this is basically a support tank, but it can be absolutely useful in any situation. And as you can see, if you have team that works together, your teammates work together, and instead of insults and raging in the chat, because let's face it, World of Tanks can be quite toxic at times. So instead of that, they communicate about the plans or strategies for the game. The games can be actually quite fun and enjoyable, as you can see. Well, not for the enemy team, that is, but yeah, they've made a mistake and they're going to pay for it. Now, this was the first time I saw a push like this with a heavily armored tank on the zero line. And I quite liked it. So the next game I had on this map, I decided to implement the same strategy, as you will see in the next game, which will be equally short, perhaps even shorter than this one. Victory, yeah, easy. Now, in this game, I'm in the Object 263, which is a Tier 9 Soviet tank destroyer. And it's surprisingly well armored as well. It's not an Object 279E by any means, but if you hide your lower plates and you wiggle your tank between shots, because the gun mantlet is fairly easy to penetrate, you can withstand some serious punishment. So again, I communicated. I am going to push, well, there was a typo from my side. I meant to say I was going to push the 0 line, 90 line, not 12. But yeah, I communicated again to tell my team that I'm going to push. I'm not going to actually sit back here and try to snipe enemy tanks, because let's face it, this Soviet tank destroyer line, the guns are great, but not really meant for sniping. These are assault tank destroyers, and by assault I mean you shouldn't push recklessly in front, but you shouldn't sit back and try to snipe like if you were Grille, for example. So I push. And again, my teammates know what I'm gonna do. So yeah, the Grille mentioned, yeah, okay, you first. But they know what I'm gonna do. And here we go again. Pushing the 0 line with a heavily armored tank that can survive on its own, and most importantly, I have tank destroyers behind me. I've got VZ with me, I've got Leopard, I've got EBR, and I've got ML2, which has pushed quite aggressively in the front, and we are pushing again. And it's 3-0. We're winning by almost 5k hit points. And again, this game has already been decided. We have already won this game, because what we're going to do again, we are going to just kill off these tank destroyers here, and then jump on the enemies in the town from 2 sides, and there's nothing they can do about that. So I finish off this STRV, and I'm gonna reload high explosive for the gorilla because it's gorilla. No armor. So hello gorilla. I take a big hit, but I don't really care. I've got the hit points. Bam, 760. And again, here we go. Now, as I mentioned, this tank is quite well armored, to be honest. I've already blocked 1.1 thousand damage. So this tank, if you are not reckless and just push right in front of enemies' guns, yeah, I took another big hit from the T-123, but he got me in my side, so there was nothing I could do. But if you know what you're doing with these tanks, they can actually be very reliable and sturdy, and you can actually push, and that's what they're meant to be doing. Push. Not alone, but push with heavy tanks. And as you can see, we're winning by 11,000, 12,000 hit points, 9-2. The game is over. And this is what I would like to highlight by this video, that communication can make World of Tanks actually enjoyable experience. This is just a mop-up, so to speak. And yeah, pretty good game. Nothing special, but it was a team effort, communication again, and that's it. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.